The tree of life is a translator that produced all physical life. For the actuation of the species, it utilized a highly sophisticated, divinely appointed, and programmed natural information system. This system is an analog of a tree. In a tree, life flows upwards, but the growth information always existed, meaning leaves, flowers, and fruit were alive before they appeared. By creating an organism's genetic information, then using a computer to store and automatically transmit it, living species were created before they appeared. This is analogous to the way life breaks out on a tree. The branches are the sequence of preceding species. Life was transmitted by these species. Yet each new life form is a pre-existing creation in its own right. If you wish to relive the appearance of Tyrannosaurus rex, imagine that you are a computer programmer. You create T-Rex's DNA code and store it in the computer as information when the encoding button shown is pressed. In addition to coding the genetic blueprint, set in place an information transfer system so that the encoded information will be transmitted at the required time. The required time could be signaled by another information system which is searching for the environmental conditions, which are calling for an animal such as T-Rex. Scientists are not certain of the chain of events by which life was passed from one species to the next. T-Rex, with his hip structure enabling him to stand like a man, was mathematical information, married to life. Aeons later, comparable mathematics saw man revealed, able to stand upright as did T-Rex. Apes, it seems, missed the boat to the upright stance. Dinosaurs had much in common with humans. Some features of humans are as reminiscent of various dinosaurs as of an ape. Discrete units of information somehow were available to the biosphere. Real life, hands-on, mathematical information technology. This technology could trigger radical variants in newly revealed species. Somehow, for example, the Australian platypus came into this physical realm with a beaver tail, duck bill and webbed feet, reptilian venom spurs, egg-laying a la reptiles, and capacity to suckle offspring, yet without a conventional mammalian udder. How could such remarkable variants surface along the stream of species-to-species transmission of life? If we set aside man, who in a sense is a novel created being in his own right, one pointer to species transformation, as it must have happened in the geologic past, could be that some vertebrates today can be triggered to revert to various forms of asexual reproduction. Virgin birth is not as foreign to biology as we might think. If asexual reproduction could have been triggered at the times when species needed to transform, simultaneous with transformation of the computation capabilities of the cell, which was destined to replicate so as to result in an embryo, what follows? A species theoretically has the capacity to be a conduit, featuring, in a sense, surrogate parenthood rather than conventional genetic parenthood. Microbiology has scarcely dabbled its toe in the vast sea of evolution. The branches of the tree of life were a conduit in the transmission of life. The species were conduits, not progenitors. We don't program the DNA and other genetic information carriers in an embryo. We give the embryo the information of a different species, shut down autoimmune rejection so that the surrogate mother experiences the embryo as its own. This is infotech plus, but it is theoretically possible. Mother and offspring, except in the case of mankind, are close to identical, but not the same species. Repeat the process if need be until we have two offspring of the new species, opposite sex, a newly revealed species with all its genetics in entirety. The obvious question: where do we look for the necessary computational systems? We look at Earth around us, God's intricate creation of living cells. Dramatic discoveries are changing the face of biotechnology. And we look up to the heavens. Genesis 1 verse 14.
And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and for years."
Signs are devices for storing information, transmitting information, and signaling of intelligence. Here and in other places, the Bible implies that the solar system, and especially the sun, moon, and earth, are implicated in a highly sophisticated intelligence storage and transmission system. Applying this to the world around us, we begin to understand some of the hitherto hidden mysteries of nature. There is a profound link between the living worlds and the mechanical world.